Always, always remember that setting boundaries is an important part of self-care. Always, always remember that setting boundaries is an important aspect of self-care. Boundaries can break or make a relationship. Oftentimes we forget or sometimes we just ignore to set those boundaries. But when a boundary is broken, it's one of the most common ways that leads to a broken relationship. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video and many more videos on this channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. You're very much loved. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below, you like, you share, and you leave a comment as well in the comment section down below. Today is Reach Out Friday. Reach Out Friday. Reach Out Friday, where we usually talk about things that will empower us from inside out so that we can reach out to others more and in a genuine way. Today, I would love to talk about a topic, or I'd love to talk about something that is usually neglected. Mostly people just think it's not important or they just ignore that part of it, but it's just as important. So today I'm talking about boundaries. Okay, so what are these boundaries? Boundaries are the physical, emotional, and mental limits we establish so that we can protect ourselves from being manipulated or used by others. Boundaries allow for us to separate who we are, what we think, and our feelings from the thoughts and feelings of others. Boundaries protect us from internal and external intrusion. Boundaries, they also make us or lead us to make others aware of what we can allow, what we expect, what we can accommodate, and what we can tolerate. Now, we should clearly create boundaries and maintain boundaries. But these shouldn't be walls that keep other people out. Create and maintain the boundaries, but don't build walls to shut people out. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to tell you that we should be able to create the healthy type of boundaries. The healthy type of boundaries. Normally, I would say, for example, when somebody makes a comment about your weight, so you can easily tell that person, okay, this is one thing or this is one aspect of my life that I don't want you to say nothing about. So don't make comments about my weight. And a person who is your friend, respects you, will understand that they wouldn't do that. Yeah, so I'm talking about the healthy type of boundaries. Or when somebody calls you out of your name, you know, there are those situations. You're somewhere, maybe with a group of friends, with a group of people, and then somebody, maybe you're not even too familiar with, calls you out of your name. What do? You tell them, no, I didn't like what you called me, my names are these. So you set boundaries. I've met a few people that have really set their boundaries, and I'm like, I'm always amazed of how they've managed to do that. And there are just a few, to tell you the truth, there are just a few people I've met who've managed to set those boundaries. I can't say their names here, but They know themselves. The healthy type of boundaries are the ones that are set to make sure you are mentally and emotionally safe and stable. The example I gave, somebody calls you out of your name, you state it clearly. Don't call me by another name, my names are this. Or somebody invades your personal space, because there are some people who want to be all up in your business, all up in your issues. Yeah, you state it clearly. No, this aspect of my life, I don't want you there. Or this part of it, I just don't find comfortable sharing with you, or like that. Yeah, so the healthy type of boundaries, not wars. Now, many people may not find it comfortable when you set boundaries, especially people that you're very familiar with, siblings, people that you've grown up with. They may not find it funny because maybe you've grown up in a more relaxed environment, like you're, how can I say, like you've just grown up, you've never really put it across to them that these are my boundaries. And then you just wake up one moment and then you're like, no, I think I need to be respected. You know, boundaries are somehow a form of self-respect too. So when you wake up and say, this is too much, I need to be respected, and then you set your boundaries, people might not find it comfortable. People might not find it comfortable. Some might call you overbearing, or some might even say you're too bossy, or some might even say you're too enclosed, like, loosen up, do what and what. Boundaries are a form of self-respect. So when people get to that point, then you need to really be more articulate and tell them, not in a way like you want to enforce rules and all that, in a way that you let them know that this is my self-respect and this is me trying to respect you. Because where there are no boundaries, there's bound to be offense and all that. And then to maintain a good relationship, you have to maintain good boundaries. Yeah. So if somebody just isn't comfortable, you've articulated your points, then let them be, but respect yourself. Yeah. So the most common form of resistance to boundaries is anger. Anger. It's like, oh my God. But you should know normally that people who get angry when you set boundaries, then maybe those are the people that you actually don't need. Because people who want to respect you, you respect them. People who want to love you, you love them back. Like, those ones that really care for you would want you to have some form of personal boundaries. I'll give an example of my very good friend. Like, I won't say her name, I'll just give an example. Yeah, she loves her personal space. So for me to go up and be all up in her face and all that, that just gives me some form of a friend that is inconsiderate. I don't know if that makes sense, because she loves her personal space. Sometimes she doesn't even like crowds. So when you want to go to a crowded place and she says no, you have to respect that, because that's her, and that's her respecting herself and being comfortable with herself and doing what she thinks is right in that particular moment for her. Yeah. So there's this saying that I usually love, where they say that sometimes saying no is the best way to say yes to yourself. Yeah. So when you set boundaries, you say no to certain things and all that. It's somehow the best way to say yes to yourself, to respect yourself and all that, and to build yourself and to care for yourself. Yeah. So people who get angry when you set boundaries are usually those people who are self-centered, or those people that usually see the extension of themselves in others. So you have to know how to deal with that and how to handle that. Yeah. But always remember, boundaries also can be the best way to care for you. So let me ask this question. what happens when somebody crosses your boundary? What happens when somebody crosses your boundary, or when somebody continuously crosses those boundaries? What do you do? If you've watched the video up till now, make sure you tell me in the comment section what you've done when somebody crossed those boundaries, how you handled it, and how you moved forward. So let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so personally, I would say when somebody crosses your boundary, if it's somebody new in your life, you might try to make it clear to them, oh, okay, my friend, I know you're my new friend, my new colleague, my new schoolmate, my new classmate. Yeah, okay, I understand these things about people are bound to make mistakes at some point, but I understand this was, maybe I didn't clearly articulate that I don't like this, or maybe when it comes to me, don't do these things to me. Yeah, you would tell them, you handle it immediately. If not immediately, then as soon as possible, because there are some settings where you shouldn't, like sometimes you're in a group or you're somewhere maybe having fun and all that, and then somebody just says something that makes you feel disrespected. Yeah, if you can't tackle that situation there and then you can do it afterwards, but as soon as possible. Yeah, because maybe in a group of people, if you also like clap back, yeah, it might lead to offense, it might lead to a quarrel and all that. So make sure you tell the person afterwards, but as soon as possible, so that the person realizes that it's that thing that they did that you're talking about now. Because if you come and say it later, it makes no sense. Yeah, it makes no sense. Yeah, so make sure you handle it, if not immediately, then as soon as possible. Also, yeah, that applies to both a new friend and an old friend, old person you've been in relationship with. Also, the second one will have to be reinstate your boundaries. Reinstate your boundaries. Yeah, especially when you're in a setting where you usually mingle with a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of, yeah, like that, family and all that. Reinstate your boundaries, because sometimes people might forget. So you reinstate your boundary. People might forget, they're hyped up, they'll just come and say something out of the blues, they'll just come and invade your personal space, they'll just come and do something that is not comfortable or that you're not comfortable with. So you reinstate your boundaries, you tell them, no, this isn't, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Either I don't find that okay, it's that thing is not okay with me, so maybe don't do that, and all that and all that. You reinstate, you re-emphasize your boundaries. Yeah, and then the third point would have to be you offer a way in which you can move forward. Offer a way in which you can move forward. Yeah, so for example, when somebody comes and maybe calls you out of your name, I'll use the same example, calls you out of your name, you reinstate your boundary. You say, no, don't call me that. That is a boundary set. Don't call me that. I don't find that funny, or I'm not comfortable with you calling me that. So that's a boundary you've set. And then afterwards you tell them, call me this, that. My names are, for example, Maggie, that. My names are Tony, my names are whatever that is. So you offer a way in which you can move forward. Don't call me this. I don't find that funny. I don't find it okay. So my names are this, you can call me this. So you're moving from an area of a broken boundary to moving forward to a better place. Yeah, so you offer a way in which you can move forward when somebody has crossed the boundary or has broken that boundary. Yeah. And lastly but not the least is also to reconsider or rethink the relationship. Now, if it's a new relationship or it's somebody new, if it's a new person that crossed your boundary, you might be able to say, to forgive and say, oh, my friend, I know, like I earlier said, this is new to you, I'm new to you, and we're getting to know each other, to understand each other better. So don't do this. Don't call me that, call me this. That person would know. So you're moving forward to another place and you've forgiven the person, or you've made the person know that that doesn't sit well with you. But if it's somebody who repeatedly makes it their habit to offend you, to cross your boundary, then you should rethink that relationship. Because somebody who really and truly cares for you, somebody with whom you're in a relationship with, wouldn't want to disrespect you all the time. So those types of people, those are the ones with whom you rethink the relationship you have with them, the relationship you share with them. Yeah, because somebody shouldn't find pleasure in disrespecting another person. Somebody shouldn't find pleasure in making another person angry or feel undermined or less worthy and all that. So that's just about it. Please, I really hope you've got some sense out of all this blabbing that I've done. I really hope you've got some sense, and I'm so glad that you've watched the video up until now. If you've not subscribed, subscribe and let me know what you have done in a place where somebody has crossed your boundaries, and let me know how you moved forward from that point. So until next time, guys, mushale wino, and always remember that setting boundaries is an important aspect of self-care.